I will explain you how to print this pattern. So how to print that, I will explain that. So basically I am using Java language. I have created one class pattern program, and in this class I have one main method, public static void main. So inside this main method what we have is integer row, that's a variable which is 4. So why we have taken 4? Because we want 4 rows, that's why it's a 4. Then integer star is equal to 4. Why I have taken star is equal to 4? Because on the first row if you see we have 4 stars, that's why I have taken star is equal to 4, and space is equal to 0, which means on the first row if you see there is no space, but on the second row we have one space, on the third row we have two spaces, and on the fourth row we have three spaces. So space count will increase that. So for each iteration we will increase space count by 1, so by using space plus plus. And we are reducing stars, that's why we are using star minus minus, and this line is to change the row. Okay, so that's about our variables. So let's understand, this is for loop. So what this for loop does is basically we have three for loops. So those are the inner one. So let's understand outer one first. So integer I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to row I plus plus. So this for loop basically change the row. So on the first row what will happen, that will be inside this for loop, but the work of this for loop is just to print this all the things inside this, and it will work for the 4 iterations. Okay, that's the thing for the outer for loop. So what this inner for loop does basically is, so why we have taken space for loop first and the star for loop second? Because if you see, so we are firstly printing spaces and then stars. If you see on the second row, say a third row, so then you can understand that. So we are firstly printing space and then we are printing stars, that's why we are using first for loop as a space for loop. Integer k is equal to 0, k less than space k plus plus, and system dot out dot print, and here it's a space. So it will in for the first round it will just give 0 space, because we have space is equal to 0, that's why it will not work. And then we have second for loop, integer j is equal to 0, j less than star, j plus plus, and in this for loop we have a printing statement, system dot out dot print star. So now we have initially star as 4, so it will print 4 stars in the same line, because we are using only print and not print ln, so it will print 4 stars. Okay, so these two for loop executed. After that we want to change the row, that's why we are using system dot out dot println. So it will change row to next. Then we are using star minus minus, it will reduce the star count, because on the second row we have 3 stars, that why from 4 to 3 we have to do star minus minus, and we have to increase space from 0 to 1, that's why space plus plus. So it will for the next iteration when I value is 2, uh, here the for loop will execute, it will print one space, and then it will print 3 stars like this. Again for the third iteration it will print 2 spaces, and this for loop will print 2 stars, and for the fourth iteration it will print 3 spaces, and this for loop will print 1 star. So this is how it will work. So let's print the, and let's execute the code and check whether we have written the correct code. Yes, the pattern is correct, star pattern is correct, and the way we wanted to print, it's printing correctly. So yeah, this is how we can print the given pattern, so by using the simple for loop method. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.